There's been heartbreaking testimony from Riva Steenkamp's cousin about the effect her killing has had on the extended family. Many of them are still having to receive therapy and trauma counselling for depression and anxiety, and are also on medication. Kim Martin said even her own children had been terribly affected, with one daughter having to be institutionalised for a few weeks to help her cope. She described in heartrending detail the moment she learned of her cousin's death. She was laying back in her car seat driving to work with her husband, listening to the car radio when the announcer said Oscar Pistorius had shot and killed his girlfriend. She told the court she bolted up in her car seat on hearing his name and said, "I hope to God he's cheating on Riva." She said the extended family basically imploded, with both her mother and her Aunt June hysterical with grief. Many of those in court also broke down listening to her. "For me," she said, "it was the end of the world. It ruined our family." She went on to say that she'd spoken to her aunt and uncle before entering the witness stand to check that they were okay with her giving evidence. She didn't want to disappoint them, she said. But they gave her their blessing and they told her she had to be Riva's voice. She talked about how close the family was and how important family was to Riva. She'd met the double amputee runner only once, the January before the shooting, when the runner had flown Riva down to Cape Town for a 2-day holiday. Kim Martin said she'd been nervous and excited about meeting this South African sporting icon. But the two of them, Riva and Oscar, didn't seem overly close. She spoke privately to Riva whilst the athlete was taking a phone call and asked her if she was happy. Riva shrugged her shoulders, she said, and said yes, but we have to talk. She said she still regretted never pursuing the conversation with Riva. Earlier, the court heard how the Steenkamps had always struggled financially, and Riva helped them out, even giving them her first modelling cheque. It's emerged the model's parents had been getting monthly payments from Oscar Pistorius, but their lawyer says they intend to repay him. The runner has said he doesn't want the money back. The court has still to hear from other state witnesses, which are expected to include a correctional services officer who will say that the jails in South Africa can cope with a man who has the runner's disability.